Hi everyone. So today has been the third day of my 21-day water fast, and it's been a successful day, but a tough day. It's getting tough now. And so it's getting tough mentally, not physically yet. So physically, I'm perfectly fine. I am losing a lot of weight, but there's been no fatigue, there's been no weakness of any kind or any other issue of any kind. Physically, I'm perfectly fine. I feel just as strong today as the way I felt before I started this fast. The challenge is mental. I'm beginning to I'm beginning to have these thoughts pop up in my head. Thoughts of food, and this thought of food is beginning to become a constant presence in the back of my head. So that's what I'm going through right now. I'm thinking of food and I'm beginning to crave certain kinds of foods. So that's what I'm experiencing right now. And I'm also experiencing this hollow pit in my stomach. The the cognizance of the fact that there's nothing in my stomach, that my stomach is empty. So I'm becoming conscious of that right now. So that's what I'm going through right now. That's what I'm experiencing. And it reminds me of the first time I did this 21-day 0 calorie fasting challenge. So I did this once before and I experienced something very similar at that time. What I found was that it gets tough mentally very fast. The physical challenge comes much later. So if you were to draw a graph with time on the x-axis and the difficulty that you're experiencing on the y-axis, then what I found was that the first couple of days I just sailed through, and that's what I found the last 2 days. And then the third or the fourth day onwards, the difficulty grew quickly. It rose almost exponentially until it plateaued out at a certain level. And then it just stayed there until the end was like just 3 or 4 days away. That's when it became easier, and then difficulty dropped. That's what I experienced the first time I did this challenge. So I'm beginning to experience the same sort of thing again. So this is what you experience, I believe, when you undertake a long and difficult challenge. See, it's very easy for, I would say, anybody to take up a difficult challenge that's going to last a day or 2 days or even 3 days, because that's a short term goal that you have, right? So let's say if you are a person who is not used to running and you decide to run 10 kilometers today, or if you decide to run 10 kilometers for 2 days or 3 days, then as long as you are in reasonably okay shape, you will be able to continue to complete it, as long as you have a certain amount of mental fortitude. It will be tough. It may even get very difficult, but as long as you persevere, you will most probably be able to complete it. And the challenge will be physical more than mental. It will be mental too, because you will always have this urge to give up. But if it's a short duration, if it's a short term goal, then your mental willpower will manifest itself more strongly. Now, and a similar thing you could experience if you were to take up a 200 push-ups a day challenge for a day or 2 days or 3 days. You'll find the same thing happening to you. So it's easy to take up short-term challenges. When you take up longer challenges, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, as in my case, that's when it becomes really tough mentally before it gets tough physically, because the end is nowhere in sight. The end is way, way, way down the line, and you're just here, you're just beginning, you're just 3 days into the challenge. Even after a week into the challenge, you still feel that the end is very far away. Even at the halfway stage, you feel that what I've done so far, I have to do it all over again. And that can get pretty discouraging. So in such a situation, what helps is if you fall back upon your memories and your past accomplishments. So if you look back upon your life and you examine the challenges you've overcome and the things you've accomplished and the difficult circumstances you've overcome, and everybody has overcome something or the other. So if you fall back upon that, if you go back and examine those memories and tell yourself that if I could get through that, I can get through this. And if you take the long challenge one day at a time and focus on simply completing this one day, and then repeat it, keep repeating it. If you do that, it really helps. So yeah, I have done this once before, but it's beginning to get challenging all over again. And the thing is that I did not document the first time I undertook this challenge. I did not document that journey, probably because I had not expected to be able to complete it. Probably because of that. So I did not document that journey, and over time, the details have faded away. So that's why I am documenting this journey this time around, so that it serves as a record of what I experience from on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I've experienced today. The day is almost over, and so it's been a successful day from the long-term goal perspective. So physically, I'm fine. Like I said, I have lost weight. Yesterday, my weight was 102.5 kilos yesterday morning. And today morning, my weight was 100.1 kilos. So I've lost almost 2.5 kilos in one day. And it's visible. I can see that, I can see it on my face and my body. So that's a whole lot of weight to lose in one day. And like I said yesterday, that is mostly water weight. You can't lose that much fat in one day. So what's happening is that my body is using up all the glycogen reserves that it had maintained over the years, I suppose. And it's using that up. And for every gram of glycogen that your body stores, it needs to retain at least 3 grams of water. So as the body uses up the glycogen for energy, it gets rid of all that excess water that it was retaining. And that's probably what's happening. So in the coming days, I expect this weight loss to become slower, to slow down. So that's where I'm at right now. It is becoming challenging, and it's a fun challenge. You don't grow in life unless you take up hard challenges. You don't discover who you are unless you do that. So it's hard, but it's fun. It's gonna get more fun. So I'm gonna keep documenting this. Right, so I'm gonna stop now, and thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.